Alright guys, so hopefully the last couple videos got you somewhat familiar with how actions work, types, and reducers, and also how to bring that stuff into a component using connect. So now we're going to get into authentication, and we're going to create a reducer for auth. So let's go into, let's see, let's close components. We want to go into reducers and create a file called auth.js. All right, now this reducer is going to be, it's going to have a lot more than we had in, in our alert reducer. But the first thing that I really want to focus on is registration. Okay, I want to be able to register a user. So let's go to our types. So actions, types.js, and let's create. Let's see, we'll do two types for now. So I want register success and register fail. So register success, this will be the same thing, register success, and let's do register fail, register fail. All right, now let me explain, because now we're working with HTTP requests. We need to deal with the back end. We weren't doing that with the alerts, had nothing to do with the back end. It's all React. So the place that we do our Axios request to the back end is going to be in the actions file. Okay, and just like we have this alert actions file, we're going to have an auth actions file, and we're going to make the request, get the response. If it's a successful response, we're going to dispatch register success. If it's a fail, we're going to do register fail. All right, so let's go ahead and go back into our auth.js. This is our reducer, and we're going to import. Let's import register success, and we're going to have quite a few types that we bring in here. So register fail, and this is going to be from. And we want to go .. slash, right? And then into actions and then types. Okay. So just like we did with the alerts, we're going to have an initial state. Now in this case, it's actually going to be an object, and we're going to have a few things in here. So one is going to be the token that we get back. Now the way that we're going to store the token is in local storage. Okay, so we can access local storage with just vanilla JavaScript by doing local storage. We're going to look for an item in local storage called token. Okay, so that's going to be the default for the token in our state. So next we want an isAuthenticated value. So isAuthenticated, we're going to actually set to null to begin with. But what will happen is when we make a request to register or to log in, and we get success, we get a successful response, we're going to set isAuthenticated to true. All right, but by default, obviously, it's going to be null, because that's the value we're going to check to, for instance, make the nav bar have the dashboard and log out and all that stuff to show stuff that only logged in users can see. We're also going to do loading, because we want to make sure that, for instance, when we load a user and to see if a user is authenticated, we want to make sure that the loading is done, so that we've already made a request to the back end and got a response. Now what I'm going to do is set this to true by default, and then once we make our request and get the data or get the response, then we'll set it to false, so we know that it's been loaded. All right, next thing is going to be the user, and that's going to be set to null by default. However, when we make a request to the back end to that API/auth, and we get the user data, including the name, email, avatar, all that stuff, that'll get put in here. So that's our state for our authentication. So next we need our function. So let's export default function. And remember, this takes in two things. It's going to take in the state, which is going to equal the initial state. And the reason we do this is just so we don't have to put all this information here inside a parameter. So we create a variable, make it nice and neat. And then we're going to take the action that's dispatched. All right, so we want to run a switch, and we might as well destructure here and take out the type and payload from the action, and then run a switch on the type. If I spell switch right. Okay. Now, what I want to test here is the case of register success. Okay, so if register is a success, remember we get the token back, so we want the user to just get logged in right away. So I'm going to set local storage, and I'm going to do a set item because I want to put the token that's returned inside local storage. Okay, up top we're fetching it. We're seeing if it's there. We're putting it in the local inside the state here. But here, if it's a register success, we're setting the token. So we're going to set it to action. Actually, we don't need action. We destructured. So just payload and then .token, because remember, payload is an object. All right, we'll do that first, and then as far as the return. So the state we want to return, we want to do spread operator state, because that's just going to say, you know, whatever's currently in the state, because remember, state is immutable. And then we're also going to return the payload, and then is authenticated. We're going to set that to true, and loading, we want to make sure we set that to false. Okay, because the response we've gotten the response and it's been loaded, so we want loading to be set to false. So that's register success. Now, if we get register fail, so let's go right here and let's do case register fail. And before I do anything here, I just want to, before I forget, add the default, because sometimes I forget to do that. So we want to say default, and we just want to return state. All right, so for register fail, we're going to remove anything that's in local storage in that token. So we're going to do dot remove item, okay, because if it's a failed login, I just want to remove the token completely. And then as far as the return goes, we're going to return, I'll just copy this actually, this return. And we want the state, not the payload. We want to set the token value in the state to null, because here we're just removing it from local storage. Here we're setting the value to null. Is authenticated, we definitely want false. And loading, we want false, because it's, even though it failed, it's still done loading. All right, so we'll save that. And now let's go to our actions, or we need to create a auth actions. So source actions, I'm going to create a file called auth.js. And in here, we're going to, first of all, bring in Axios, because this is where we make our requests. So from Axios. And then let's do, actually, we'll do that after. No, we need to do that now. So we'll import register success and register fail. And that's going to be from /types. All right, so we're going to have an action called register, and I'm just going to put a comment before every action just so we know what they do. So this is going to register a user. So we want to export const register, which is going to be a function. It's going to take in an object with a name, email, and password. All right, now we're going to be using dispatch, so we're going to put an arrow and then dispatch, and then arrow and then the function body. Now we're using async await, so we want to put the async right here before dispatch. Okay, now in here we're pretty much doing the same thing that that we did back when we tested the request within the register component. We're just doing it from the action. So we're going to create a config with the headers because we're sending data in this case. So we'll say headers, and we're going to add a content type of application/JSON. Okay, and then under the config, let's do const body equals JSON.stringify, and we want to stringify that name, email, and password. Okay, so we're preparing the data to send. Then we're going to do a try catch. We'll say error. So in this try, we're going to create a variable called res for the response.